Okay, first of all, it's good to see Bill and Vic back in New Zealand again, and Mela, I hope you're enjoying your time in Auckland. And also to Vic, message from Spike, he said to say hi.
Tell him I said hello back.
I will. This is a request for Vic. Can you please do one of your Edward Elric rants?
Hey, you know, normally the short rants don't come out until after lunch. I'll have to do a short one. No pun intended. Who you calling a pipsqueak midget?
Now you always save those to the last of the session before you do those kind of things, yeah. Yes, more questions.
This is for Vic. What character do you play with Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, I play two characters actually. I play Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. And then I also play, how many of you Dragon Ball Z fans are familiar with the Ginyu Force? I play Berta. On the Ginyu, in the Ginyu gang, Ginyu Force. So, are you a DBZ fan? Let me hear your best Kakarot. Let her rip. Go ahead. What's your name?
Justin.
What's your name?
Justin.
Don't be afraid, Justin. Come here.
Oh my god.
Justin! Hi. Give me your best Kakarot. That's what Broly says. You know Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan? And he calls, who's it, Goku? He calls Goku Kakarot. And he gets really angry when he says it. Give it to you. Kakarot. Yeah! Don't ever do that again or I'll be out of a job.
A new voice actor. Next question, where's the mic? It's floating around the room somewhere. It's right over here, I guess.
Sorry.
There's one right back here.
I just got two more questions for Bill. What was the first thing you did for Disney? And what is it like working with the people who do Donald Duck and all that?
What's it like working for Disney and what I
No, what was the first thing you did for Disney?
Oh, the first thing and what?
And
The other actors, Disney's unlike any other company that I worked for because they're more like a family over the years, and I started in 1987 doing Goofy. First thing I did for Goofy, you might have seen, would be, well, done about 3,000 different projects just for Disney over the last 30 years. The first one was one called Disney's Doggone Valentine, where I just looped a line of dialogue from an old Goofy cartoon. First original thing was a short we did called Prince and the Pauper, which came out in front of The Rescuers Down Under, which was, and also it was the last hand-animated featurette that Disney ever did. So it was all hand-inked, so if you can ever get those cells, they're valuable. And in that one I got to do about 5 different voices. Of course, Goofy, and whenever you hear Pluto, sit down, Pluto. I get to do all the barking and I get paid. It's great. We invented a character, Horace Horsecollar, who had never had a voice up until Prince and the Pauper. And he had a voice that was like this. He was very fond of Jim Backus. And he sounded like this, yeah. And he was Mickey's tutor. I was a chicken. I got to go, that was it. But I got a paycheck. What was I? I was a weasel guard, and I think I said something like this, you know, what did I say? Thank you, it's been a lovely evening. And then I faint after getting hit on the head with an axe or something like that. Over the years now, we lost a great friend last year, Wayne Allwine, who has done the voice of Mickey since actually 1977 in the new Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And unlike any other studio, we got to be very close. Tony Anselmo, who does Donald Duck, is a close friend and also an animator. He's the only guy that has animated his own character, which is kind of an interesting thing. They're great people, and Disney, unlike any other studio, has just been really a family affair. I mean, you know, you get to know, the voiceover community is very small and very supportive anyway. Unlike the on-camera thing, there's more egos and stuff. We just want to play. We just like to play. We don't have to be in front of the camera. We just love the work. We just love doing it. And for any of you aspiring actors or anything like that, that's it. Don't worry about the money. The money will come. Do it because you love it. Do whatever it is you love. If you love drawing, just do it. Don't worry about how am I going to get a job. Satisfy yourself, and hey, if you're good at it, cream rises to the top. So eventually, if you get good enough at it, you get noticed. So it's been a lifelong dream, and I didn't even get into this game until I was almost 30 years old because I was scared to try. I grew up in a little state of Kansas, right out in the middle. You know, if you ever seen The Wizard of Oz, the first 20 minutes, that's Kansas. Dorothy and Toto and all those things. But I was just enamored with movies as a kid. And I thought it was just this big fantasy that was way beyond me. And so I kicked around in radio for a number of years and stuff like that. And finally just said, you know, if I don't give it a shot in Hollywood, I'm going to kick myself when I'm older. And I'm so glad I did. It was scary as hell, but hey, you know, any of you want to get into this wacky business, go for it. Have fun. There you go.
Hi, this is a question for Vic. At the end of the Full Metal Alchemist movie, they were pretty blatantly setting up a new series, so when can we be expecting that?
Well, how many of you guys have been watching Brotherhood? Are you not familiar with Brotherhood?
I thought that was based on the anime series. Not
It is.
the
Well, it's based on the manga. It's based on the manga. And you know what's funny? All during the recording of Full Metal Alchemist, I would meet fans all over the place, and they would say, I love the show, but have you read the manga? And I would say, no, I haven't. And they're like, it's amazing. It's darker, and it's more intense, and it's really great. So when I heard that they were going to be making a new series, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that they were going to follow the manga story, I got really excited because I know that the fans have really enjoyed the manga, Arakawa Sensei's manga, and she just finished it, and we've recorded up through episode 58 of 64. So I don't know if you guys have been watching it online or whatever, but all hell is breaking loose right now. I mean, everything is going crazy, and I'm one of those people that doesn't want to know what's going to happen. You know, I want to like be surprised when I see what happens to the characters. So there's an element of authentic, real surprise, just like Ed would be surprised when something happens. I'm just as aghast as he is. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the ending. And then there's a movie after Brotherhood that they just announced, a feature film. So that may be actually the end of, once that's done, that may be the end. Because my understanding is, how many of you have read or seen the end of Brotherhood or read the end of the manga? I hear it pretty much ends. It's pretty much a good solid ending. So I expect that that'll be the end of it. But I thought the movie was great. Did you like the movie? Did you like the first movie? You don't need one, my friend. That's awesome. Way to project. Yeah, I loved it too, but I think that, I don't know that there's going to be any follow-up series to that. It would be kind of cool to see Edward and Al in the real world, in our world, trying to figure out a way to get back or something. That would be a cool story. But thanks for asking, dude. Thank you so much.
Kia ora. I was a question for Vic. When did the Roy Mustang is dead sexy in a miniskirt come along?
First of all, I want you to ask that question again with your mask down. Because I want to see that awesomeness. Oh, yeah!
Wow, that's great. It's kind of scary.
I have to do it like this.
That's fantastic, dude. You look awesome.
Arigato.
Is that a luchador?
No, it's, I think it's Chinese alphabet. Thank you.
Oh, very cool.
So,
you don't have to ask again. I just want to see your mask. I just want to see it. You were awesome, dude. Actually, what was the question? I guess you have to ask it again. It's been a long night.
No, that's all right. My question is, when did you get the content for...
That's right. I was trying to forget. That's right.
remember one of the videos that you said that you will never ever say that thing ever
Well,
again.
you know what? I've now officially been asked about 500 times, and I've politely and graciously declined. It happened over in Melbourne just last weekend. The story basically is that we were doing a panel at a convention, Travis and Aaron and I, and a fan in the audience said, I had their hand up, and we chose them to ask their question. They said, each of you say something nice about each other's character. And so, as you know, I mean, you know, Mustang and Ed kind of have a little bit of friction between them. And so Travis said something like, you know, Ed's really tall. And so I said, Colonel Mustang is...
Dead sexy, listening.
Thank you. But I just said it as a joke, kind of an underhanded, you know, slam. And then people started asking me to say it all the time. And at first I thought it was funny. But then it wasn't funny anymore. And it started getting out of hand. I mean, like, fans started asking other voice actors, completely unrelated, to say it. Like, they would ask poor Sonny Strait, who played Hughes, to say it. And then they would ask Chris Sabat, who played Armstrong, to say it. And I started getting, like, hate mail from my other voice actor friends. They're like, I can't believe you started this. We hate you. Even Aaron thought it would be funny to say it one time. So we're sitting in a panel, and Aaron's like, he thinks it's so funny that he says it. And I looked at him like, dude, you just signed your own death warrant. Because they're never going to let you live it down. And from that point on, they started asking Aaron to say it all the time. And he called me one day, and he's like, they won't let me stop saying it. Like I told you, man. So I promised myself I was not going to do it anymore, that line must die. So you guys help me, okay? We're going to try to let that line drift off into the sunset.